Everybody? Here comes Joe. Yes, so briefing today. Hey y'all, good morning. We're actually on time, which is cool. Our first participants will show up at 9:30. Isn't that amazing?
Everyone is bubbling with anticipation as Kari-Ann Melendez prepares them for the day ahead. Procedures are reviewed and schedules are finalized as people trickle into the pool room at Texas Wesleyan University to experience magic.
We're Adaptable Foundation, but what it is adapt-able because we bring the adaptive and the able-bodied communities together to experience the magic of scuba. And it is magic, right? So I actually ran into Dale Davis, who is the co-founder of this nonprofit, of Adaptable, and we're adventuring and scuba diving, all kinds of wonderful exotic places. But we've got friends that have disabilities, and it was like, well, why can't they come with us?
That simple question of why started it all. Kari-Ann and Dale got special certifications to teach people with disabilities how to scuba dive. And from day one, they decided there was no one they would not help get into the water.
So I usually have our folks with cognitive challenges in the mornings. And then as we go through the day, we get into some of the more complicated folks. So we have cerebral palsy, MS, most anything you can think of, PTSD and TBIs. We've never said no. No, we've had blind, we've had deaf, we've had missing limbs. We had a double arm amputee. He was fun. So if your doctor will sign off on it, we'll figure out a way.
What is it about folks with disabilities and water? When they get in the water, what does it do for them?
It's like floating in space, right? Mentally, it's fabulous. It's calming. Physically, you don't have the weight of gravity on the arthritis and other things. So from an autism standpoint, there's some studies being done as to how water works kind of like a weighted blanket with our folks with autism. And then you've got the distractions. So we're sitting here and we've got people talking and people laughing and there's all the noise, there's the sounds of the water, there's all of these things. In the water, you've got sound, but you don't have this massive amount of sensory input that sometimes really causes issues. On top of the fact, it's just spectacular, right? So for us to help people who might not think they could ever get in the water, probably maybe never have thought about scuba. Their doctors or their caregivers, their parents, people have told them, well, you can't do that. And
yes, they can.
We look at it and go, very few people cannot. So why not?
Well, we couldn't miss out on this experience, so we decided to hop in and try out the pool for ourselves. And it wasn't long before we met Jeremy Dong, an adaptable volunteer and Texas Wesleyan student who's been uniquely affected by the school's scuba diving course.
How did this happen?
Umbilical cord wrapped around my ankle, and it stopped developing my foot.
Around your ankle?
Correct, yes. I had to undergo surgery around 6 months, years old, and then amputation at 8 months. When I was younger, I didn't like to show it off because people would get bullied a lot of times. Once I first started the program, I was very nervous because I did not know how the other students were going to feel. So once I started getting in around them and everyone decided to help me, and I was not expecting any of that. So that's when I started feeling a lot more comfortable than I was beforehand.
And today, you came up here, you sat down, you took off the prosthetic, and you're about to get into the water and dive.
Yes.
You want to go diving with me?
Sure, we go.
Let's go.
Well, there's no doubt about it. There is something special about being in the water. Adaptable features at least 6 Discover Scuba events at Texas Wesleyan every year, as well as a couple of larger trips to places like Cozumel and the Cayman Islands, all in an attempt to show just how big of an impact scuba diving can make on one person's life.
We volunteer at an adaptive scuba kids camp in Florida every year. And so we had dove with this young man. He has muscular dystrophy, which is a life-shortening disease. So he's a senior in high school. He came with his mom and dad to the Caymans with us. Both parents are scuba divers. This is their only child. Mom was the safety diver. Dad has the son. He can't move himself through the water. Okay, so that's when someone is his legs. It was his dad. And we explored the wrecks. We dove the reefs. He got to see the turtles and the eels and the sharks and the rays. Absolutely magical. As a family, they're so excited. As a team, helping to make that possible, it gives me goosebumps. It's fabulous. And knowing that really his life expectancy is another handful of years. I mean, to be able to give that to a family, to have those memories, precious. There are times that I think as a volunteer that maybe I get more out of it than sometimes our participants do. The big smiles, I mean, the I did it's just so heartwarming. I've raised kids, I've got grandkids. You like to see that, but to see that in scuba and with people who have so many more challenges in life than I ever had, it's the best thing ever.
They say there is something special about the silence and stillness of being underwater that, words cannot describe. Hanging weightlessly as the world above is replaced by a kaleidoscope of colors and textures that dance about like a graceful ballet. The constant rhythm of inhaling and exhaling creates a peace that seems to cause time to slow down. This is a rare experience, and it's one Kari-Ann wants everyone to feel, because to her, there's truly nothing more special than being beneath the waves.
Is this magical to you?
It is, and that's why we say, it is scuba magic. You don't think about it, the sleight of hand, magic tricks, and all you see is the wow. Well, there's a lot of sleight of hand going on here. There's a lot of work in the background, whether it's communicating with someone in a different manner because that's what works for them, whether it's physically, putting a weight here because they're missing a limb and that's 20% of your body, and so when you're in water, you've got some weight imbalances. All of those things, it's just magic. It's just magic.